Hi, this is Tim. Today, I want to talk about something that I'm seeing as a growing issue in our industry, and that is certifications. There are too many job postings out there that are using certifications as kind of a shield and thinking that just because someone has that particular certification, that they are going to be competent in that role. And we are actually one step away from making our online courses certified. And I don't know if we'll ever actually do that final step. In other words, we've already spent the money and everything. And I don't think I ever will, because I don't want to say or have you say that you're certified in Tim Wilborne's training just because you managed to follow along with some online courses and managed to do an online test. And really, certifications, whether it's a vendor certification or if it is, a certification like I would do to say that you are a qualified technician, really says that you can memorize information, you can recall theory, and you're really good at taking multiple choice tests. And that really does not gauge your actual capabilities. That does not show that you can troubleshoot a machine at 3 o'clock in the morning. The knowledge you need to troubleshoot real world machines is built on experience. And these certifications are based on perfection in textbooks. Troubleshooting machines is messy. It's troubleshooting intermittent faults. It's smelling the components and knowing what that smell is like when they're bad. It's looking at 30-year-old copy-stained drawings and trying to figure out what used to be on the fold in the middle of the paper because people didn't roll up the drawings. It's understanding those oddities in that 20-year-old piece of equipment. And you're not going to learn that in testing center. There's a testing center right above us, and I will say you will never learn any of that in there. You're going to learn it by wiring it wrong and then having to think through how to fix the problem. And then you're going to repeat that 100 times. That's how you're going to get to the point where you're qualified for the position. In the end, your hands eventually will know where to go before your mind actually knows why they're going there. That's where we need to get to with our technician. So here's my challenge to companies is let's start using or stop using certifications as the only measure as to whether someone is qualified for a position. Let's start putting them in front of a trainer and let's simulate a break and let's observe how do they go through the process of figuring out what's wrong with it. That's how you're going to know whether they can fix your machine in the middle of the night. Now, do my technicians nowhere in this video, because I know I did get a little ranty, did I say that you should just throw all your certifications out the window? Although I think many of you have way too many certifications on your resume because you send me your resumes all the time, is invest in some material and in some hardware to get some real hands-on experience and then start practicing until this becomes second nature. And really, if we can get our hiring managers to do that and our technicians to do more practicing, that's how we're going to build an industry of better technicians.